So how has trapping been sort of before and after this, this mine project has come in and this camp has come in? Can you just sort of walk us through?
Well, from before, it was pretty basic, like, and but after the mine came through, the animals we found were starting to move out.
Disperse.
Yeah, and so it did decline, and the the community trapping is really in trouble because we're really running short of area to trap in, and these cottage developments and these now the mine, it's all on our community trap line, and so we're being pushed out, like, out of our reserve again. And the first time it happened was at Black Island, and now we're here. So it's an ongoing ordeal for us, for my people.
So, with the issues that are currently happening with trapping, I mean, what are some of the things that you're working on to maybe try and counteract that, or try at least still have trapping as best you can?
Well, just implementing the trapping itself, like, and just going out into the land and seeing what we can trap, which is really not too much compared to previous years.
Are you implementing like quotas, or you can only catch certain amounts of this and that? Is that something you guys like maybe have to do, or like how does that?
That's something we've always maintained,
Okay.
like, all throughout our life. Like, there's always that balance that we maintain. My people always know how much to take out of the land, and not. And so we've always had that balance in there.
And I know this is a moose birthing ground as well. How is that sort of like? How was all of this sort of affected? Is there more moose, less moose? I mean, I'm just really curious to know how the mine and the, I know there's clear cutting just behind us here, how that sort of affected the moose, because this is a really important place for the moose as well.
Yeah, that it's again like what I mentioned before, is the animals being chased out. That's the moose as well. Like, that's a big part, because the young ones need this area to grow up in and to learn from their parents, and then being pushed out, they're being forced out into the real wilderness to fend for themselves, basically. Little babies out, fending against the world.
Well, yeah, we were talking just with some of the members here, and I think there was a story of a little baby moose fighting off dogs and wolves and that sort of thing. And like, I imagine that's something you guys would have never seen, before, right?
Yeah, it was. We didn't see that, and just when this mine started, as a matter of fact, we caught a moose right on the reserve, being surrounded by dogs, and it was just like freshly born, and so it was still wobbly on its legs, but we managed to catch it and put it out into the bush and keep the dogs away from it. So hopefully it made it back to its parent. We don't know. We just let it go.
Well, so going forward here, I mean, what can be done to sort of bring the trapping back, or like, what are you guys looking at in terms of doing these different things to try and make it how it used to be, or to bring the animal? Like, is there anything you can do right now, or like?
Well, like I said before too, again, we're running out of territory. Like, our land base and everything is shrinking very, very fast for us, and and it's not being replaced so by the governments or anybody, so we'll have to adapt somehow.
So then, what's the future of trapping here? Like, can you say for certain right now? Is it?
It's very uncertain. It's we don't know if it's going to be destroyed or.
What? How big of a loss would that be if you guys could, like, if the community could no longer trap you? Like, how devastating truly would that be for the community and for everybody who traps?
Well, there would be a loss of income for the people that do trap, and it would be a loss of cultural teachings and values and that for our people, because there's a lot of values that's picked up from trapping and teachings and whatnot that guides one.
And what are some of those teachings? Can you just share with our audience who might not be super familiar? Like, what does trapping bring to community?
Respect. You have to have respect, and that's one of our 7 teachings. And respect for the land, respect for the animals, respect for everything around all of nature, and that's lost. And then your humility. Again, that's another one of the 7 teachings, and that you being humbled by your smallness compared to all of what's around you. And so, and there's truth and honesty and love, and all those would be affected as well, because everything has its trickle effect.
And I just want to make clear for our audience, like, with the loss of land, I mean, it's a loss of trapping, right? So, like, anytime the land is affected, and that's kind of what we're focusing on here today with the camp, is making sure that, the land is treated with respect. And when you lose the land, I mean, you lose a way of life, really, right? Is that a good way to put that?
Yeah, that's actually that's pretty much it right there. We lose a lot more than what's just in the forefront, like obvious. But there's other branches of things going on that, as a result of trapping, and we lose all that. That's in danger. So there's quite of a lot of loss for my people in the land and everything.
Well, Kelvin, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to share with us sort of how everything has been affected, and maybe going forward what it could be, and maybe what it couldn't be. It's sort of unknown right now, but I want to thank you for sort of giving us insight into how maybe the traps are working around here with everything going on. So a big thank you, miigwech, to you for taking some time with us.